find the partial fraction decomposition of 1 over x squared minus 1. Now to do this, first off, we're going to factor the denominator into x minus 1 times x plus 1. And so now we can split this up into x minus 1 and x plus 1 in the denominator. And because they're linear factors, they're just going to have a constant in the numerator. And so we have to solve for those constants. And to do that, we're going to multiply both sides of the equation. In other words, multiply all three terms by this entire denominator in order to cancel it out. So I have 1 on the left side. For this term, x minus 1 is going to cancel out, but x plus 1 is going to be multiplied by a. And over here, we have x plus 1 is going to cancel out, but x minus 1 is going to be multiplied by b. And so we're going to distribute the a and b. So we get ax plus bx minus b. And now what we're going to do is we're going to equate coefficients. So what that means is factor out the x from the x term. And so we get a plus b all times x. And the constants we're going to bring to the end, so it's a minus b. And so in order for the right side of this equation to equal the left side of this equation, a plus b, this coefficient of x, must be equal to 0 because there is no x term on the left side. And so we need to also cancel out the x term on the right side. And also the constants, the two constants, the sum of their constants must be equal to 1. And so a minus b has to be equal to 1. And so we're going to solve the system for a and b using substitution. So we say a equals negative b in the first equation. I'm going to plug negative b in for a in the second equation. So I have negative b minus b equals 1. So negative 2b equals 1 and b equals negative a half. And we can plug that value into the first equation and say a is equal to positive 1/2. And so for our final answer, we have a, which is a half over x plus 1, and b, which is negative a half over x plus 1. Oh, did I say x minus 1? My bad. And to make this look a little cleaner, we can move the denominators to just like that, and also bring the negative sign out in the front. And so that's our final answer, but because we only have two constants to solve for, a and b, we can actually use a shortcut method, which we're going to use the second line right here, or 1 equals whatever, and we're going to, I brought it down, I copied it down here, and if we plug in a value, say x equals negative 1, we can cancel out this whole a term, and so we'll have negative 1 minus 1 times b, so in other words negative 2b, and just 1 on the left side. Now you can see there's only one variable, we can solve for b, and b equals negative a half. Similar idea, we can cancel out the b variable by plugging in x equals to 1, positive 1. And so 1 minus 1 is 0, this will cancel out. Here we'll have 1 plus 1, that's 2 times a equals to 1, and so a is equal to positive a half. And you can see this is a quicker method to find the same two constants that we plugged into our original equation.